Apparently, this one certainly does.
Snake, are you okay? Snake? Snake!
Alright, so the new teaser trailer, or might as well just call it a trailer looking at its length. So a teaser trailer for that Superman movie just came out not too long ago, and what do I think about it? Well, it has most certainly made me feel a tad bit more optimistic about James Gunn rebooting the DC Cinematic Universe, because initially, and still a little bit even till now, I am a bit concerned about how it could possibly live up to, if not surpass, what Zack Snyder has already done when he took a crack at setting up a universe. In my honest opinion, even though there were some choices that could have been handled a tad bit differently, Zack Snyder's interpretation of Superman was definitely quite a unique spin on the character and his mythos. In the movie Man of Steel, the Kryptonians were portrayed to possess their own way of life, culture, creatures, military, and other things. These are some of the things that, if you looked at any other interpretation, it wasn't necessarily expounded upon, nor mentioned to go in depth about unless you read the comics. And there were some criticisms about Zack Snyder's Superman being a tad bit too dark, or, the tone wasn't light enough, it was always too serious, and etc. But from looking at this trailer, James Gunn seems to be taking into account under these criticisms and decided to make a couple of changes. For example, it looks like James Gunn is taking things back to the feel of when Christopher Reeve was doing his iconic portrayal of the character. Not to mention, the inclusion of John Williams' iconic Superman theme is here, just for a respectable callback, but it was done with the electric rock guitar solo. Also, I do see that things are a little bit more brighter in personality and tone, which is awesome, but at one point I kind of felt that it was a little bit borderline weird that they would fire Henry Cavill only to go out and hire somebody that looks like a younger version of the actor. But hey, it's Hollywood. Another issue that seemed to be corrected, if you will, is the portrayal of Lex Luthor. James Gunn actually went out and got, and I'm sure somebody else said this, but he got a villain that looks like he came from James Bond. Now, I would rather have this portrayal rather than having someone stand in acting like that Jim Carrey trying to be Lex Luthor. Speaking of characters, there are quite a few in here. We see Hawkgirl, that Green Lantern I always despise his weird looking design, and two characters that look like they will be making their first action live debut on the big screen. You have Mr. Terrific, whose costumes they have gotten right all the way down to the T. And of course, the other character that made this trailer popular, and is arguably the main attraction besides Superman himself, and that will be Krypto. Yes, the dog with powers of Superman is in this, and may have very well have been the highlight of this trailer again. So looking back, there are a lot of very important people who are here from the DC mythos present, which does two things. One, it makes me wonder about where in Superman's career that this story takes place, and two, will all of these important DC characters have enough time on screen to the point where they will actually make an impact? Like, if some of these characters was absent, would they even actually be important? Will we actually feel their absence, or will they actually contribute to the overall plot? Judging from the people already in this trailer, it seems like they already know of Superman's existence, and that obviously superheroes are just something that's commonplace, considering that all of them are just prancing around publicly. This could mean that we probably aren't going to be getting a Superman origin story. I mean, because we already received that like a bajillion times, kind of like, Spider-Man. Instead, it already seems like he's more established and pretty much just getting his feet wet when it comes to this superhero business. Again, all of these characters could be too much, and ironically is something that was sort of a criticism when it came to Warner Brothers handling Zack Snyder's DCU. Because, I mean, when they were trying to keep up with Marvel already was establishing themselves like over the years with different characters they were bringing in. But when it came down to the DCU, it was one movie, they just threw everybody in there. And unfortunately, bringing in a whole lot of characters with not enough time to pretty much develop them individually, it would become less impactful for when they finally do show up. But within James Gunn's DC universe, instead of getting characters, I mean, we got a whole entire universe thrown at us already. That's all due to dealing with the tie-ins and somewhat confusing conundrum that is the continuity of this universe. So, for a little bit of a backstory, during the Snyderverse run, we had some live-action series held by James Gunn that somewhat tied into it. like the Suicide Squad movie, and of course, Peacemaker. But now that James Gunn is rebooting the whole entire universe, they are no longer connected to the Snyderverse. However, they are now canon to the new rebooted universe that are actually tied in with another animated series known as Creature Commandos. And it's here where we actually get to see our first glimpses of the soon become beloved heroes, which, just like this trailer, is showing them being decimated as our introduction to them. I don't know what it is with James Gunn, but I guess he just likes to bring in heroes being tortured, beaten down, and I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But with all of that said, I do give James Gunn the benefit of the doubt due to how well he did the Guardians of the Galaxy and also the Suicide Squad movie. All of which has always had like an ensemble of important characters, but they was all memorable, and nobody was really there just taking up space. As far as the visuals go within this trailer, it looks pretty good. And also, this is the first time we actually get to see the costumes fully realized and in action. Now, from the very first time that I saw that new Superman suit, I got to be honest, I really didn't like it. And I still kind of don't like it. Why? Because it looks plain. You know what? It's probably because I was spoiled by Zack Snyder's Superman, because really, he gave us a costume that was so unique within his design and emphasized the fact that Superman is, well, he's an alien. And here, it's pretty much giving the CW vibes. But of course, I could be wrong because we have yet to see what the man behind the costume will bring to the table. Now, am I excited about this movie? I am. Just a little. But really, I'm Superman'd out, y'all. Considering the mere fact that Superman and Lois just ended, and that's been going on for a good minute. And then we get this. All I'm saying is that this film has a whole lot riding on it, and James Gunn needs this win. The DC universe needs this win, and only time will tell. So let's see what they got. Until next time, peace.